But it's time. It is time to move on to what was the other Sunday game. This one happened at 1 o'clock. There is also one going on right now, but we're talking about the ones that have occurred, and this one was fantastic. We have the Bills and the Jaguars, who had an absolute thriller in the fourth quarter. Four back-to-back touchdowns were scored after the Jags started with the ball down 13-10. So they go back and forth with 9 to 12 play drives each. And the Jags had the Bills in the red zone. They were defending them from scoring, and they kind of let them score with a minute left. They ran out of timeouts. They get the ball back, and first play of the drive, it's Liam Coen and Trevor Lawrence about to prove their worth for all this season and what it's been, the great success against this Bills defense that is vulnerable. Trevor Lawrence takes the snap, throws a slant to Jacoby Myers, and the tight coverage tips the ball in the air, and it's intercepted by Cole Bishop. And just like that, Liam Cohen's first year with the Jaguars
Again, I agree with
over.
Joey. Scripted ending. That was so scripted.
That
shit was horrendous. Horrible ending.
Yeah, I hated that ending too. I thought it was so disappointing.
You know, that was literally the Saints Eagles where Alshon Jeffrey tipped off the ball and it got intercepted.
Yeah.
By
First play though.
That's what it looked like, bro.
Yeah, man.
That is exactly what it looked like. Like the script writers could not come up with a better freaking idea, bro.
Yeah, it was like immediate deflation. I mean, Jaguars' offense was looking really, really good. They had like 100 more rushing yards than the Bills at one point in the second half, and Etienne and Tootin were racking up scrimmage yards through the air and on the ground. Parker Washington have a day. He was like this team's fourth string wide receiver coming into the season, and in this game, he had an incredible stat line of 7 for 107 and a touchdown. And you just thought the Jags were going to march down the field and at least get in field goal range and send it to OT. But it was a very disappointing end. But I want to ask both of you guys, since their season is finally concluded, what did you think of Liam Cohen's first season with the Jags? And what are your expectations for Trevor Lawrence, the former first overall pick, now with seemingly a great offensive mind, moving forward in the AFC? What are your thoughts on that?
They're going to draft a wide receiver first round. I'm expecting that.
Why? I'm sorry, but why?
Why? Because they're probably going to I see them trading BTJ this year. Like his production.
That'd be stupid. It'd be dumb to trade Brian Thomas Jr.
What has he done?
Year?
There's already been talks about him doing it before the trade block.
Yeah, but it didn't happen.
They didn't draft BTJ, which is why some people talk about that. And I mean, in this game, like, I don't know how long Parker Washington, I think that he might be on a 1-year contract with the Jaguars, but he looked like their number one wide receiver in this game. They had Jacoby Myers, who they acquired. I thought he was going to be a big impact in this game, only one catch for 12 yards. But and then you got Brenton Strange at tight end. But I think
they acquired him and extended.
But I forgot
Travis Hunter's here. I forgot he's been hurt for a minute.
Yeah, and Travis Hunter, you don't know what he's going to come back and play. I mean, the Jaguars are a very well balanced team. I think they're a great team to go best player available, whatever it is, offensive line, defense, wide receiver, maybe.
I feel like their defense is missing a difference maker. That's kind of what I'm feeling for them.
Well, they only had one. They only had one sack in this game, and it was Josh Hines-Allen.
Yeah.
They had a few QB hits.
We don't talk enough about how Trayvon Walker went like first overall. Like nobody cares. He was like the first overall.
I think he had a couple tackles for loss in this game, which is definitely what he's better at.
Well, it's been between him and I forgot, it was him and somebody else.
He had no TFLs, but
they were going back and forth between Trayvon Walker and somebody else about who should have been first overall pick. Was it Josh Hines?
No, they have him.
No.
Yeah, it was
just a dog shit draft. Giants get that pick, probably a bust.
My thoughts about this game and the Jags season was they were in position to win this game. They just really caught a tough break. I mean, Trevor Lawrence threw what was going to be definitely a contested ball. I mean, I haven't gone back to see if anyone else was going to be open or something, but obviously, there were more desirable outcomes than interception on the first play, obviously. But I thought they were well in position to win that game. Even with a minute left and no timeouts, I thought they very easily could have gone on to beat this Bills team and go on to play in the AFC divisional round where, T-Law, CJ Stroud, potentially Stroud, Bo Nix, and Aaron Rodgers would be proving who's the best quarterback left in the conference because all those teams are pretty well balanced. I just thought, this was still promising for the Jaguars, and even a reporter for the Jags kind of gave Liam Coen some words of encouragement before they started asking him kind of his closing questions, saying like, hey, you should have your head up. What you guys did this year was amazing, and I really think it is. And I think this Jaguars team, as other teams like the Chiefs are going to be kind of rebuilding, and the Bills, we'll see what happens. Can they capitalize? I think this Jaguars team is going to be a threat. I think T-Law, probably the most talented quarterback who hasn't broken out in this conference yet. So I think that the pairing is going to be successful. I think it's like the Bears of the AFC is the Jaguars. That's what my thoughts were.
Don't agree.
You don't think so?
I think Trevor Lawrence holds his team back, and I wouldn't be surprised if they go in
that is direction. A crazy statement.
What?
That is a crazy statement, Joey.
I mean, even
oh my god,
how could you even say that?
Not even the case, you slap dick. What are you talking about?
Dude, he had 2 10-play drives to score touchdowns in the fourth quarter.
No, you are a professional rage baiter, bro. Explain to me. Explain it.
His defense let up 14 points in the fourth quarter, and your takeaway here is Trevor Lawrence.
Explain it, Joey. Explain it.
Yeah, please.
How many interceptions did Trevor Lawrence have today?
He did have one in the first quarter.
He had 2 picks overall in this game. I know the last one was kind of, whatever you want to say about it, but he had 2 turnovers today. But even before the season, it seemed like he was a guy that wasn't really ascending. He was just kind of, in the middle. And this is like, you guys talk about him like he's in year 2 or 3, where this is like year 5 or 6 for this guy. Like he's been around the league. He's already got. So
we're not going to talk about him having 4 or 5 touchdown games back to back or some shit like that. Like that
he
was
did,
just
that was great. That was great. Okay, maybe I am a little ahead of myself here with Trevor Lawrence saying. Yeah,
I mean,
Danny, to go back.
Yeah,
to go back to a previous conversation about Trayvon Walker, the guy that they were picking between was Trayvon Walker and Aiden Hutchinson.
And that's what it was, yes.
Yeah,
I was in my mind. I was like, there's a defensive player that I know they were figuring out which one's better, and I didn't know what the other one was. It was Hutchinson, yes.
Yeah, and the Giants had the 2 top 7 picks. They walked away with Kayvon Thibodeau
and Evan Neal. I knew it. I knew it.
Kayvon is like a step down from those two, but he went below them. I mean, Kayvon's been a fine player, but Evan Neal, the original first name, last name named player I've ever seen in the NFL. Before Drake May, it was Evan Neal.
The pick after Evan Neal? Drake London.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. I don't want to have to talk about Joe Shane any longer than I have to. We're going to talk about him plenty in the offseason, but I guess if that's all we have to say about the Jaguars, unless if you guys have anything else you want to add, I want to pose this question.
T-Law coming up into this season, bro. I'm expecting him to be able to thrive, especially, and I'm expecting. I forgot Travis Hunter was on this team because he's been out for so long. But yeah, defensive player, best available. Yeah, no, that'll be dangerous for them. And I agree with Joey. They do need a big name player.
How about a nasty safety or corner or something just to get some turnovers because they were missing that.
Is that a Travis Hunter reference? You referencing Travis Hunter?
Well, I think honestly, having him in this game, I think would have been that difference maker because it would have came on either side of the ball. And I'm really excited for him coming back into this wide receiving core that doesn't really have an established one. I think there's a real chance that he is the most naturally gifted wide receiver outside of BTJ. But it seems like Hunter can be a bit more of a separator than Brian Thomas Jr.
Where he goes and does that.
He had one good game this year, by the way. And you're talking about him.
Well, he was a rookie and he was breaking out, and then he got injured. So I don't know what you want from him. He got injured during his bye week, was like
His
they
best
were
game
talking about-
planning on
his best
using
game
him
was
at wide
outside of
receiver.
America.
People are talking about Parker Washington today and how he's going to make Travis Hunter switch to be strictly a DB.
Well, either way,
That was
they're
the talk
gonna get a benefit from him, and they have the flexibility. It revolves around Travis Hunter. You know, he's the one who can play two different spots.
They also don't have a first round pick this year.
It's
Who
Travis
also
Hunter.
Browns.
That's the second half of him. It's going to take a while for it all to develop. But I actually, I'm telling you, I think this Jaguars team, I think they have a bright future.
Personally, I didn't see enough of Travis Hunter. That's how I feel about him.
All right, well, we'll see how it ages
One
for
good game.
them.
That's anyhow.
It certainly didn't pay off this year with him getting injured and all. So it's going to have to pay off big time next year for it to start looking good because it was 2 first-round picks. But I want to ask you guys this, because we've only talked about the Jaguars. Let's talk about the Bills, because they came back and won this game. I did say in the preview that if it was kind of a closer game and the Jaguars didn't like take a lead, I thought that the Bills would have a likely chance to win that one. That's kind of what happened here, despite the Jaguars outgaining them on the ground and really controlling the game outside of time of possession. I mean, they were keeping up with the Bills, and then they hopped ahead in the fourth quarter when it mattered. But this Bills team was able to come back and win against just a really solid Jags team on all ends that just makes nothing easy. And I'm wondering, now that we've kind of got this, what I would think is the best running team in the AFC that was in the bracket out of the playoffs, does this mean the Bills should be favorites to win the AFC and maybe even favorites to win the Super Bowl this season?
The Texans are still in it. I'll let you know Monday.
If the Texans are still in it, so that would mean you're as high as potentially 2 in the AFC on the Bills in terms of confidence, outside of either the Patriots, Chargers, and Broncos. Do you feel like the Bills are better than those 3 right now? Because I feel a little better about what I saw from the Bills than what I've seen from them, those 3 teams.
The Bills are getting blown out next round. You heard it here first.
Okay, well, we'll get to the preview.
They'll play either the Broncos or, depending on how this game goes.
I think they're going to play the Patriots.
I think so.
The Bills, they will probably if the Chargers win, they'll play the Patriot, or they'll play the Steelers or Texans. If the Patriots win, then they play the Broncos because they're the lowest seed, and the Texans and Steelers are the last 2 teams remaining.
The Steelers are going to win, though.
Well, it doesn't matter because they're the 4 and 5 seed, and the Bills are 6. So if the Chargers lose, then the Bills will play the Broncos no matter what. And that's honestly that's a game they won last year. I feel like the Bills got great momentum. How much is that extra week of preparation going to help Sean Payton and Bo Nix? We'll see. But yeah,
This tells me we're looking at a Bills-Steelers AFC Championship game. I feel like the Steelers don't lose a Monday Night Football. That's another thing to look at.
You're saying they would
Rodgers
beat the Patriots? You're saying they'd beat the Patriots? Yeah, and that was something we said in the preview. There's a lot of voodoo around that game, that Texans-Steelers game. It feels like a game the Texans should never lose, but it is the playoffs. It's a trap game. And I was a little concerned over it. And Aaron Rodgers, what has he got for us in potentially the last game of his career?
For the record, I want it to be known I'm on the Steelers for tomorrow.
Okay.
For the record.
All right. Yeah, it hasn't happened yet, so you're on the Steelers?
I'm saying that as a guy that loves Houston. I just can't bet against Rodgers here. Just for the fight that he had to get back into the playoffs, coming off the Achilles, like now he's finally here. This is why he plays the game at this age. Like this is all about Rodgers tomorrow night.
Speaking of Achilles, I'm surprised we never talked about George Kittle. I'm not even going to lie to you.
Yeah, we forgot to mention how the 49ers lost George Kittle to a torn Achilles in that game, and we were talking about things going their way. They still beat the Eagles. That's why I'm saying Kyle Shanahan should be Coach of the Year. That coaching staff is unbelievable that they're able to win that game. But I think the Bills, I don't know about them being favorites in confidence, but honestly, I'm just not too sure who else to pick right now. The Patriots or Chargers, one of those 2 teams beating each other is not really going to convince me that they should be favored over the Bills in this spot in the AFC Championship, assuming they get there.
And I thought you loved Denver. What happened to your Denver love?
Well, I feel like after the Jaguars beat them, I kind of put the Jaguars above the Broncos. So I've kind of been off of that for a couple weeks.
You see how this is all a mess? You know what that tells me? Pittsburgh's a scary team.
Yeah, I love the Steelers. I would love they that's the team I want to see come out of the AFC if I just got the pick. It would be the Steelers. But
Yep.
Let's I guess
It's either I would pick whoever wins tomorrow night is going to come out of the AFC. That's my pick.
okay. That's not I don't hate that take. I have the Texans, so we'll see what ends up happening, but I suppose
Let's move on.
that's enough Jaguars Bills.